Hey everyone, it's Zhao from Blockchain DXB and today is the 28th of March 2023. Now unfortunately the prices of Bitcoin and global cryptocurrency has gone down, and this is because Binance and CZ is currently being sued by CFTC, that is the US Commodity Future Trading Commission. And look guys, this is definitely not ideal. What is a bit surprising is the timing of these events. Now ever since Jerome Powell announced the interest rate hike of 25 basis points, SEC did go after Coinbase, SEC went after Justin Sun, who's the founder of Tron, and now CFTC. They are aggressively going after Binance and CZ and another founding member as well. Now because of that, the prices of Binance BNB has definitely gone down, and to be honest, global cryptocurrency market is on a downturn as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore that in today's episode. Now because the prices of Bitcoin and global cryptocurrencies are on the downturn, one notorious actor called Michael Saylor, who's kind of claiming to be the advocate of Bitcoin, he's on the buying spree of Bitcoin. So we'll go ahead and explore how many more Bitcoins MicroStrategy has purchased. Now look guys, I'm definitely not a fan of Michael Saylor. The reason being, he often tweets a lot of incorrect, misleading information about Bitcoin, and it also brings this whole notion that there is accumulation of Bitcoin among selected individuals, that is multi-billionaires, multi-millionaire celebrities and influencers, and to be honest, this is definitely not ideal. Now look guys, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you will definitely like this, and the answer is pretty simple, which means Bitcoin is being purchased, the demand increases, the price increases, and because of that, your existing net worth in Bitcoin increases. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that in today's episode. And towards the end of the episode guys, we are going to be talking some positive news regarding Metaverse and NFT. And yesterday's podcast, we also discussed how Metaverse trading platform were definitely on the incline, and this time the news is about Gucci, and they have partnered with Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs, so we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. Now looks like this is just a teaser news, and in the next coming days or weeks, we'll have some more updates on this, but nonetheless, absolutely a brilliant partnership. Now like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, we're going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and Middle East. And the first news is that Dubai has unveiled the first secure digital certificates, and this is to do with soul-bound tokens. Now to be honest guys, this news should have happened in 2016, but nonetheless roughly 7 to 8 years later. The second news is about Al Jalila Foundation, and they have launched UAE's first charitable NFT auction, so definitely quite a lot to talk about in today's episode. So let's go ahead and kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as we kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, let's get started by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market is down by 2.64%, and to be honest, this is primarily because of the news regarding Binance and CZ. Looks like the CFTC news suing Binance is definitely having a massive impact. Now unfortunately guys, news such as this should not be having an impact. Hopefully when there is 100% separation of money in the state, such news may not have an impact, particularly in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The global cryptocurrency market has gone down to $1.13 trillion. Now the total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is ridiculously low at $42.06 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 35.93%. Now look guys, every Mondays, Glassnodes and CoinShares, they tend to provide a weekly insight of what has happened in the previous week. Now the reason I didn't want to cover it in this week is because on the 22nd, the numbers definitely changed. So what they tend to do is they tend to have an amalgamation of everything that has happened from Monday to Friday. Now on the 22nd, ever since the announcement was made, I'm pretty much sure the numbers would have changed drastically, and unfortunately, I do feel that this week's data is extremely critical. So hopefully in the next week's episode, I'll definitely look at Glassnodes and CoinShares data. I do feel that this week's data will have a massive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, probably for the next quarter. Now the total volume in DeFi is currently at $3.17 billion, and the total value locked is once again below the $50 billion mark, and it is currently at $48.25 billion. Lido is still dominating with 21.13%, and so far as its total value locked is concerned, it is at $10.20 billion. Now as of today, DeFi is accounting for 8.83% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and so far as the total value locked is concerned, MakerDAO is number 2nd and the total value locked is $7.42 billion, followed by Aave at $5.46 billion, Core Finance at $4.62 billion, and finally Uniswap at $3.76 billion. If you look at the volume of stablecoins, it is ridiculously low, but once again accounts for a higher percentage. This, guys, is absolutely dreadful. Now, as of today, the volume of stablecoins account for $37.95 billion. Tether USDT is leading the pack at $29.13 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $4.37 billion. And guys, if you look at Binance BUSD's market cap, it is ridiculously low. It has gone down well below the $8 billion mark. When I was preparing for this podcast, the market cap of Binance BUSD was roughly around $7.86 billion. Now, mind you guys, before the drama with Paxos, Binance USD's market cap was roughly around $13.5 billion, so it is on the verge of going below the 50% mark. Could it be possible that the US government, such as the SEC, CFTC, is aggressively going after Binance BNB? Because of the collapse of FTX drama, what are your thoughts, guys? Mention them in the comments below. Now, as of today, the volume of stablecoins account for 90.23% of the total crypto market volume. This percentage, guys, is absolutely horrific. In an ideal given environment, the volume of stablecoins should account for less than 30 to 40% of the total crypto market volume. Once that thing happens, I would confidently say that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are very aggressively and strongly competing with fiat currencies. Now, when that thing happens, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a decade or maybe even longer. Now, let's look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market cap is $522 billion. Ethereum's market cap is $209 billion. Now, listen to this, guys. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin and Ethereum both have increased. What this means is if the prices go down and if the 24-hour trading volume increases, it just means that there is a lot of selling going on. So it looks like investors are losing faith in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume has increased to $18.28 billion, whereas Ethereum's has increased to $8.44 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin is down to 46.32%. Ethereum is staying steady at 18.50%. Now let's look at the market cap of privacy coins and smart contracting platform. Monero's market cap is $2.83 billion. Mask Network is $437 million and Zcash is $380 million. I would be really curious to see, guys, what happens to the market cap of privacy coins as and when central bank digital currency kicks in. I'm pretty much sure it could go in either direction. It could be possible that people are revolting against central bank digital currencies and privacy coins do actually take a lot of momentum. Or it could be possible that the state is going aggressively against privacy coins and privacy coins just might be on the verge of completely disappearing. Now, you need to remember, guys, what governments can do is they can indirectly impact privacy coins as well. So what they can do is they can have strong restrictions on centralized exchanges and make them not to offer privacy coins. It's quite easy, to be honest. Now let's look at the smart contracting platforms. Ethereum's market cap is $209 billion. Binance BNB's market cap has gone down to $48.41 billion. And yesterday, guys, I believe it was roughly around $51 billion. So CFTC's news has definitely impacted Binance in a very terrible way. Cardano's market cap is $11.87 billion. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And to be honest, guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, it is definitely not looking good. As of today, Bitcoin is $27,013. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.82%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.70%. Ethereum is $1,706. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 3.04%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.09%. Binance Coin is down to $306. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 6.28%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 8.60%. I wouldn't be surprised in the next few days, the price of Binance Coin might just go well below the $275 billion mark. But once again, all my price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now listen, guys, since the last 24 hours, there is massive news circulating in Twitter and all over in the cryptocurrency world, and that is about the commodity future trading. They have charged Binance with willful evasion of federal law as the regulator insists that Binance operated an illegal digital asset derivative exchange, and the CFTC and other federal agencies, including the Justice Department, have been investigating Binance for several years. Now, I was trying to follow the tweet of CC. Now, unfortunately, in the last 2 hours, I could not see any tweets by him. Now, if you want to read through the official filing the CFTC has done with SEC, it is available on US Commodity Future Trading's website. And the complaint also charges Samuel Lim, Binance's former Chief Compliance Officer, with aiding and abetting Binance's violation. Now, unfortunately, because of this news, the price of Binance BNB has definitely fallen down. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? If the government were to go aggressively after Binance, this would completely shatter Binance and will have a drastic impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. So let me explain what happened, guys. The CFTC, or the Commodity Future Trading Commission, filed a lawsuit in U.S. District for Northern District of Illinois against Binance Holdings, i.e., and Binance Service Holdings. So all three are different entities, and they also filed a case against founding member Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, and former compliance officer Samuel Lim, and the complaint accuses Binance of operating an illegal digital asset derivative exchange and violating the Commodity Exchange Act, also called as CEA, and the CFTC regulation. Now, the CFTC alleges that Binance knowingly disregarded provisions of the CEA and engaged in a strategy of regulatory arbitrage. And look, guys, the agency is seeking disgorgement, civil monetary penalties, permanent trading and registration bans, and a permanent injunction against further violation of the CEA and CFTC regulations as charged. Now, the lawsuit claims that Binance offered and executed commodity derivative transactions for US persons from July 2019 through the present, and what they claim is that Binance instructed its employees and customers to circumvent compliance control in order to maximize corporate profits. Now, I'm not sure at this point of time if they're going to be asking for some internal documents, or what they might ask customers is to put forward these documents. Now, if that thing happens, I think the case is black and white. Now, the CFTC is also accusing Binance of failing to implement basic compliance procedures designed to prevent and detect terrorist financing and money laundering, and acting as a designated contract market or swap execution facility without registering with the CFTC. Now listen, guys, what would most likely happen is this matter might be settled outside of the court. I'm pretty much sure Binance is loaded with a lot of funds and they might just pay off this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if they might be paying millions of dollars to get this thing settled outside of the court. Now, unfortunately, guys, 2023 is definitely not looking good for Binance. Now, listen, guys, in 2021, it was one of the worst years for Binance as well. And the following year, 2022, was one of the best years for Binance. Could it be possible that 2024 turns out to be a positive year for Binance? Just a stupid thought. What are your thoughts? Mention them in the comments below. Now, the global cryptocurrency market has been on a downtrend ever since Jerome Powell announced the interest rate hike of 25 basis points. But MicroStrategy has been on a buying spree, and MicroStrategy now, guys, has increased its total Bitcoin holdings to 138,955 Bitcoin. Now, they have purchased for roughly around $4.1 billion at an average price of $29,817 per Bitcoin. Now, Michael Saylor, who I'm not a massive advocate at all, he actually mentioned via Twitter that MicroStrategy repaid its $205 million Silvergate Bank loan at a 22% discount. As of 3rd of this month, MicroStrategy acquired an additional 6,455 Bitcoins for roughly around $150 million, which is an average price of $23,238 per Bitcoin, and they currently own 138,955 Bitcoin, which is roughly around $4.1 billion. And look, guys, I am not at all a fan of Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy. Now, in case if you want to look at this information, you can follow his tweet, because in that tweet, he does have an official filing with the Security Exchange Commission. Now, listen, guys, I definitely do not like this news. What this essentially means is that multi-billionaires, multi-millionaire celebrities and early adopters, they have accumulated a lot of Bitcoin. And when you talk about Bitcoin, the definition of Bitcoin is peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That because the supply is fixed, what has happened is a lot of these billionaires, multi-millionaire celebrities and influencers have already accumulated more than 90% of the Bitcoin. Now, what they're hoping is, because there is no central entity, they can push the demand for Bitcoin, and doing that, the price and the value of Bitcoin increases, and because of that, the existing net value in Bitcoin increases. This, guys, is absolutely terrible, because when you talk about Bitcoin being sound money, when you talk about Bitcoin, the hardest form of money, and when you compare it to fiat currencies, this is definitely not ideal. Now listen, guys, what is happening is a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists, they are putting across an image that Bitcoin is the savior of money, they're trashing fiat currencies, and you need to understand the only reason they are doing that is they want to increase the demand for Bitcoin, and as I said earlier, and in doing that the price of Bitcoin will increase and their own existing net worth will increase. Think of it, guys, over 90% of the Bitcoin are already in the hand of multi-billionaires, multi-millionaire celebrities, early adopters, and influencers. What happens to an average individual person? Now they're going to put across argument that you can be part of the remaining 10% and you can also buy a part of Bitcoin, that is Satoshi's. Unfortunately, guys, they are only acting in the self-interest. Now this in comparison to fiat currencies is absolutely horrible, because when you talk about fiat currencies, we tend to blame the governments, we tend to blame corrupt politicians, we take a jab at financial institutions such as banking industries, we take a jab at multi-billionaires. Unfortunately, what we are doing in the Bitcoin world is even worse. So keeping all these things in mind, I definitely don't think that Bitcoin should be replacing fiat currencies. So Bitcoin as a sound money at this point of time sounds like an absolutely terrible idea. Essentially what we are doing is we're replacing the role of the governments, financial institutions such as banking, multi-billionaires in the hands of other multi-billionaires. Multi-billionaires and early adopters in this, guys, is absolutely not ideal. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Metaverse, because lately Metaverse trading has been in an uptrend, and there was this massive news yesterday where Gucci revealed Metaverse tie-up with Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs, and Decrypt has a brilliant article which actually states that luxury fashion brand Gucci is taking further steps into Web3 and Yuga Labs with its first plans to set underway later in this week. Now Gucci did actually mention via Twitter, but it only put across an image, and most likely in the next coming days or weeks, we're going to be hearing more information about it. So what I would recommend you to do is follow me on LinkedIn and go through the Twitter profile. Now the details are relatively scarce, as the CEO of Gucci World and Metaverse Ventures, called as Robert Truffles, he said is that the business of fashion, that the tie-up will give the fashion label an active role in other sites. What I really liked about this tweet is it's kind of like a teaser, and I'm pretty much sure in the next coming days and weeks, we'll definitely be hearing some more information. So definitely brilliant stuff. Now guys, let's discuss two news regarding Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the news is that Dubai unveils world's first secure digital assets. So let me try to give out some information. So the news can be found in nationalnews.com, and the news is claiming that Dubai has issued the world's first secure digital certificates using soul-bound token technology. This technology, guys, is claiming to prevent duplication and permanently links a certificate to the person's account in the digital wallet. The ownership of the certificate cannot be transferred to any other person, sold or disposed of, and the certificate can be verified by any party if needed, and soul-bound tokens uses blockchain technology to represent a person's identity, and the technology can be used for medical records, work history and other personal information. Now to be honest guys, I haven't researched more information about this, so my question is pretty simple. Let's say if I have my certificate in my digital wallet, what happens if I lose my private key? In an idealistic world or in a realistic world, the answer should be the certificates are completely gone. So really I'm not sure what this news is all about, but once again, I definitely need to research this further to get a thorough understanding. That Dubai aims to cement its position as a global capital of the digital economy, and the national digital economy is expected to grow to more than $140 billion in 2031. And the UAE cabinet approved the formation of Higher Committee for Government Digital Transformation last year, and Dubai also announced the formation of Higher Committee for Future Technology and Digital Economy. And guys, the Dubai Cyber Innovation Park granted the first secure digital certificate to the first cohort of graduates from the Chief Information Security Officer Executive Program. 17 government and semi-government entities participated in the program. Now look guys, this idea might sound absolutely brilliant, but in order for it to work, the entire ecosystem needs to be part of it. So let's say if I have a certificate from an institution in Dubai, if I want to go to, let's say, a school or university in Australia, that university also needs to be part of the same protocol, or they need to start accepting, let's say if my certificate is issued, let's say via Ethereum blockchain using soul-bound tokens, will they be willing to accept that as well? The idea sounds great, but it might take a couple of decades. But let's say if you want to implement it just within a smaller region, let's say the entire Emirate of Dubai or the country of UAE, I'm pretty much sure this might be an absolutely fantastic idea. And Dubai guys aims to digitize all aspects of the life in the city, and the Director General of Digital Dubai said that an impenetrable electronic security system will help to mitigate potential risks in the journey, and the advanced soul-bound token technology allows for individuals and institutions to showcase their certificates and achievements in a sovereign and trusted way. And Digital Dubai is an agency tasked with bringing about cities' digital transformation. The accelerated pace of technological development has made the future closer than ever before, according to the Director General. And guys, listen, I've been living in Dubai for the past few years, and I have to say the Dubai government wastes absolutely no time in embracing developments and putting them into practice to drive digital transformation and shape the future today. And in yesterday's podcast, guys, I did talk about an arm of the Dubai government, that is the Dubai police. They received an award so far as the NFTs are concerned. Now look guys, the Dubai and the UAE government is definitely taking a lot of initiative and support, particularly in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, Web3 and even Metaverse. So definitely brilliant stuff. Now guys, let's discuss a second news, and this is also positive news in the world of NFT, and this is to do with Al Jalila Foundation. So the news is Al Jalila Foundation has launched the first ever collection of NFT tokens by a charity in the UAE, and the collection is titled A Fingerprint on Humanity, and it aims to raise awareness and funds for patients impacted by life-threatening disease in the UAE. And the NFTs were created by Emirati artist Masoon Al Saleh, and the collection comprises of 5 one-of-a-kind NFTs, each illustrated as a letter containing the word hope. Absolutely brilliant idea, guys, and each letter represents a particular cause such as cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, mental health and obesity. And this collection, guys, was unveiled at Arts Zhao Fest, a cultural festival celebrating digital art and internet culture. And the festival was organized by Dubai-based Arts Zhao, which represents the Middle East's largest Web3 community, and 100% of the proceeds from the sale of each NFT will go towards supporting Al Jalila Foundation healthcare programs. Absolutely brilliant idea, guys. I can't think of a brilliant use case of using NFTs, particularly in helping the life of people. And the NFTs are on sale on OpenSea and Ethereum and the FT NFT marketplace in UAE Dirham. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And guys, Al Jalila Foundation is the first healthcare charity in the UAE to accept donations in cryptocurrencies, and I'm pretty much sure I definitely covered about the Al Jalila Foundation, I believe going back to 2020. And guys, the NFT collection is part of the foundation's ongoing efforts to promote innovation within its fundraising channels, and the initiative aims to provide donors worldwide with the convenience of supporting the foundation's healthcare program. And each NFT, guys, in the collection is color-coded to signify a specific cause, and the collection was inspired by Al Jalila Foundation's groundbreaking donor recognition role called as Basmat Rashid bin Saeed. So absolutely brilliant stuff. And Masoon Al Saleh curated an art exhibition in 2014 that led to the creation of this series of NFTs, and collectors can establish a legacy and contribute positively to society by possessing one of these exclusive NFTs. And Vegan Badi Allen, the co-founder of FT expressed his honor to have been chosen as the preferred platform by Al Jalila Foundation to unveil the UAE's first charitable NFT. And Ghazi NFT collection encourages the donor community to make a positive impact on patients. And look guys, the fact that they are doing this on NFT and using blockchain technology, all the transactions are completely verifiable. Such a brilliant use case. I can't think of a much brilliant use case, particularly in the world of NFTs and helping the life of individuals. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So that's all for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now, for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Zhao from Blockchain DXB. Listen to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Amber who asks, how will crypto market react later in the year, and are we in for more setbacks? Now, to be honest, Amber, this is a very general question and it's really hard to tell. Are we in for some more setbacks? I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some more bank collapse. And I'm really excited to see what is going to happen in the next 90 days. And this is because of Balaji Srinivasan's bet on hyper-Bitcoinization. I definitely don't think so. We'll be living in a world in hyper-Bitcoinization in the next 90 days or maybe sooner or later. But in the world of banking industry, never say never. And as I mentioned earlier in one of the Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, in order for the banking industry to collapse, in order for the value of the US dollar to go down or up, it need not take a lot of time. It could happen literally in less than 24 hours as well. And one news, which happened a few days ago is between Russia and China. It looks like they are ditching the US dollar and they're trying to work on digital yuan. So there could be a lot of external factors, Amber, that could also create setbacks which are not at all related to cryptocurrencies. Let's say if the war between Russia and Ukraine escalates, potentially of a World War III, or if there is, let's say, another catastrophic event, let's say like spamdemic or COVID-19, that could definitely have a massive setback in the world of cryptocurrencies. Now, if you're following US politics, I think the US politics is definitely not in the right frame of mind. And Ray Dalio, he actually tweeted 6 reasons why an empire is in decline. But going back to your points, what I think, Amber, it could be none of the factors that are related to cryptocurrencies that might have an impact in the later part of this year. I really am hoping I'm 100% wrong. And when you're talking about the price of Bitcoin, Amber, what I think at a macro level, the next massive event most likely will be the Bitcoin halving event. And based on the guesstimate, I do feel that the next halving event might happen roughly between April or May of next year. And historically, 6 to 8 months after the halving is when the price tender kicks in. But that has happened historically. It does not mean that it's going to repeat once again, but I wouldn't be surprised that this time if the reaction is much quicker, because right now a lot of people do actually understand what Bitcoin is. They understand what the halving is. And historically, Amber, whenever there is a halving, there's a lot of hype surrounding Litecoin. And I've experienced the halving in 2012. I experienced it in 2016, 2020. What happens is the prices of Litecoin tends to bump up to the moon, and people all of a sudden become experts and advocates of Litecoin. And when the halving happens, the price of Litecoin tends to fall down. So keep an eye on what is going on in the world of Litecoin as well. I wouldn't be surprised in January or February, you might be seeing people talking a lot of great things about Litecoin all of a sudden. Now, going back to your question, I do think there might be some external factors. It's really hard to tell. But what happens, Amber? Let's say if there's a collapse of Binance. If there's a collapse of Binance BNB, I think the entire cryptocurrency market will be completely shattered. And if Binance collapses, I'm pretty much sure there's going to be well over 50 to 100, maybe even thousands of projects that will completely collapse because of Binance BNB. Again, Binance BNB is too big to fail. And in one of the podcasts, I actually discussed if Binance is actually bigger than Bitcoin, and surprisingly, the answer might be yes. And the biggest problem is because there is a central entity like CZ or Binance, the CFTC or SEC can go after them. In case of Bitcoin, because there is no central entity, absolutely no one can go after them. So it's really hard to tell what are more setbacks. But the only message, Amber, what I'd recommend you to do is keep a track on of your holdings and move all of your cryptos to your own hardware wallet. So that's all for today, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East and the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening and have a nice one. Bye-bye.